Alex, sometimes I think about how different life would feel if we could send a message back in time to our younger selves. Like, hey, don't panic, you'll survive that weird haircut. Or, relax, nobody remembers that embarrassing moment.
Oh, absolutely. If time travel was real, my younger self would be so tired of me showing up and giving advice. I'd probably appear every month like, hey buddy, we need to talk again. But honestly, it's true. There are so many things I wish someone had explained to me earlier. Simple things, but life-changing.
Same here. And by the way, before we jump in, if you're listening right now, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot, and it means we can keep making honest conversations like this. And we also made a free PDF with today's vocabulary and expressions, so check the link in the description.
Yes, do that. Okay, so let's get into the real talk. This episode might be one of my favorites because it's something everyone can relate to. We all have that moment when we think, wow, I wish I learned this 10 years ago. And sometimes these lessons hurt, sometimes they come slowly, and sometimes they come suddenly, like a slap in the face.
Exactly. And I'm not talking about big, dramatic lessons. I mean the small things that change everything once you finally understand them. For example, I wish I learned earlier that saying no is not rude. For years, I thought being a good person meant saying yes to everything.
Oh my god, same. I was the yes machine. People asked for help, I said yes. People wanted favors, I said yes. Inside, I was screaming, but outside, I was like, of course, no problem. It took me forever to realize that no is a complete sentence, no explanation needed.
Exactly. And that actually can be our first useful expression of the episode. No is a complete sentence, meaning you don't need to explain or apologize for saying no. If only someone had told teenage Emma that.
I know, and it's crazy because when you finally learn it, you feel so free. Your life suddenly becomes simpler. You start having more time for the things that actually matter.
But you know what else I wish I learned earlier? That friendships change. Nobody told me that. When I was young, I thought if someone was my friend at 18, they would be my friend at 28 or 38. I thought friendships lasted forever if you tried hard enough.
Oh, wow. Yes, same. And it used to hurt me so much when people drifted away. I always thought it was my fault. I remember one friend, we were so close, and then life happened. New city, new job, new interests. We weren't angry at each other, we just changed. And for a long time, it felt like losing a part of myself.
I understand that. I had a friend like that too. And later in life, I learned something powerful. Some friends come for a season, not a lifetime. It means their purpose in your life was temporary, and that's okay.
That's a great expression. And honestly, that lesson helped me release so much stress. It taught me to appreciate the people who stay and let go of the rest without guilt.
Speaking of guilt, I wish someone had told me earlier that guilt shouldn't be your motivation for anything. Not for keeping friendships, not for staying at a job, not for living a certain lifestyle.
Absolutely, and many of us learned that the hard way. Actually, this reminds me of a story from my early 20s. You want a story? Because this one was a big wake-up call for me.
Yes, please. I love Alex stories. They're always dramatic, but somehow funny.
Okay, so I was working at this job that I absolutely hated, like truly hated. I woke up every morning feeling like someone was hitting me with a pillow made of stress. But I stayed. Why? Because I felt guilty. My parents were proud, my friends said, wow, you're doing great, and I thought leaving meant failure. So I kept going, every day, for months. Until one day, I was in the office kitchen making coffee, and my hand was shaking. I wasn't even holding anything heavy, just a spoon, but I couldn't stop shaking.
Oh no.
Yeah, and my colleague looked at me and said, hey, are you okay? And without thinking, I said, not really. And I don't know why, but that moment hit me like a bus. I suddenly realized this job was draining my life, and I was staying because of guilt. So that night, I sat down, wrote my resignation letter, and the next day I quit. It felt like removing a heavy backpack full of rocks.
Wow, that's powerful and so relatable. It's crazy how guilt can chain us to things that don't serve us anymore. Good for you for breaking out.
Thank you. And after that, I promised myself something. Never stay somewhere that doesn't let you grow, which can be our next useful expression. Meaning, don't stay in places or situations that keep you stuck instead of helping you improve.
I love that. And I wish I learned that earlier too. For me, the big lesson was about money. Nobody taught me anything about money when I was younger. I didn't know how to save, how to plan, how to think long term. I used to believe money was only for bills or for future me, not something I should understand right now.
Oh, yes, money lessons. I think most of us learn them late, and often painfully late.
Very painfully. I remember when I got my first real paycheck. I felt so powerful. I thought I was rich. I bought coffee every day, new clothes every week, never checked my bank account. Then suddenly I looked one day and thought, wait, where did everything go? And that's when it hit me. Not understanding money is expensive.
That's such a true sentence. Not understanding money is expensive. And it reminds me of another expression we should explain. Live below your means. Meaning, spend less money than you earn. Don't let your lifestyle grow faster than your income.
I learned that late too, but when I finally understood it, everything changed. I started saving, investing, planning, and it gave me peace, real peace, because money stress is heavy.
Definitely. And speaking of peace, I wish I learned earlier that peace is something you create, not something that magically appears. I used to think life would calm down by itself, but no, life doesn't calm down. You do.
Oh, that's good. Let's make that our next expression. Life doesn't calm down. You do. Meaning, you can't wait for life to become easier. You learn to handle it better.
Exactly. And honestly, for years, I thought I needed everything under control to feel okay. But now I know that peace is learning to live with uncertainty.
Yes, and speaking of control, here's something I really wish I learned earlier. Most of the things I worried about never happened.
Yes, yes. If I could go back, I would tell my younger self, relax. Half of the things you're worried about are not even real.
Totally. When I was younger, I worried about what people thought of me all the time. The clothes I wore, the way I spoke, how I looked in photos. I wasted so much energy trying to be perfect. But now, I realize everyone is too busy thinking about their own lives to judge mine.
Exactly. And here's a life-changing expression. People are not thinking about you as much as you think. Meaning, most people are focused on themselves, not on your mistakes or imperfections.
I love that one. It frees you. When you realize it, suddenly you start living for yourself instead of for the imaginary opinions of other people.
And that brings me to another thing I wish I learned earlier. Confidence is not something you find, it's something you practice.
Oh, yes. People think confidence just appears one day, like magic, but it comes from action, from trying, from failing, from showing up even when you feel nervous.
Exactly. And honestly, one thing that helped me was understanding that small actions build confidence, like speaking up once in a meeting or trying something new even if you're not good at it yet.
That's a great point. And connected to that, I wish I learned earlier that being bad at something at the beginning is normal. When I was younger, if I wasn't naturally good at something immediately, I thought I should quit.
Same, but now I know Every expert was once a beginner, meaning people who are good at something became good by practicing, not by being perfect from the start.
Exactly. And when you accept that, life becomes more fun. You stop expecting perfection from yourself.
And life feels lighter. Speaking of lighter, here's something funny I learned too late. Rest is productive.
Oh, I love that one. Young me thought resting was being lazy. Now, I understand rest keeps you healthy, creative, and balanced.
If only we could teach this to everyone in their 20s. Rest is not failure. Rest is fuel.
Yes, and talking about rest, I wish I learned earlier that healing is not a straight line, whether it's emotional pain, heartbreak, or disappointment.
Oh yes, that one took me years to understand. I used to think healing meant waking up one day feeling amazing. But healing is messy. Some days you feel strong, some days you feel weak, and that's okay.
Exactly. And one more lesson I wish I learned earlier, be kind to yourself. Truly kind. Not treat yourself with cake kind, but patient, understanding kindness.
Yes, the kind where you talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. That's real self-kindness.
If only we learned that earlier, right?
Absolutely. But I guess that's the beauty of life. We learn, we grow, and then we share the lessons with others.
Yes, and that's what today's conversation is about. Sharing lessons, so maybe someone listening learns them earlier than we did.
So true. If even one person says, wow, I needed to hear this today, then it's worth it.
Agreed. Before we end, let's leave people with a simple message. You don't need to have everything figured out to move forward.
Exactly. Just one small step is enough. Life is long, growth is slow, but it's never too late to learn something new.
And never too late to become the person you wish you were earlier.
Beautifully said. And again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and download the PDF with today's vocabulary expressions.
Yes, it's all in the description. And thank you for spending this time with us.
Take care, everyone.
See you in the next episode.